Alright, so episode 4 of my ensuite series, we are going to get straight into the lighting and really refining the mood of the render. In the previous episode, we did the modeling of the more detailed features like the toilet, the taps, the fixtures, all that kind of thing. And we also set up a camera view. So if you aren't up to date, make sure to check that out first. Just to start out though, I'm going to add in a mirror because that was one thing that this scene is actually missing. And this is quite an interesting one from the same website. And it's called the Sanitary Mirrors Idea Group, a solar mirror. So go back to episode 1, I think, or episode 2, where I walk through where I actually got all of my 3D models. Okay, so let's just add this in. I'm going to add 1 per vanity. Cool. And that's just going to create some pretty interesting lighting effects. It's going to bounce around the light a little bit. And I also want to add in some sort of like light above. So if I go into cube, I'm going to add in a strip light. And let's just isolate this real quick with the mirror. All right. Cool. And so I'm just scaling this right down. All right, so let's just kind of center this up a little bit. Actually, no, we're going to make this a strip light kind of in the center and also on the other side. So this is going to be like for makeup, any kind of detail lighting where you actually want like to see what you're dealing with here. And yeah, I think that's going to be pretty cool. So if I go into the object, let's just create a new material and call this mirror light. And let's delete the principled BSDF for now. Let's create a emission shader. Cool. And let's also make a black body texture. And let's change this to 2700K. So we've made an emission shader and then we've just set the color temperature to 2700K. Cool. So let's change the strength to like 100. And let's just see how that looks. Let's apply the same to this one. What did we call this? Mirror light. Cool. So let's go into the camera view. Oh, we already got that set up. Let's go into render view. Let's see how that looks. Cool. That's pretty interesting. But I think I want this to stop like at the bottom of the radius and at the top of the radius. So I'm just going to select the tops of that. Let's bring it right down. And with these lights, I also want to make it seem as if it's not just like spilling light out everywhere. So let's create another material. I think we have a black metal one. So I'm going to apply black metal to everything except the front bit. So we're literally just like jerry-rigging a frame to it, pretty much. So let's select everything and go assign. Cool. And then that's mirror light, that's black metal, cool. Awesome. And another thing that we want to do also is add in a strip light at the bottom of the vanity. So this is just going to come down here. And it's just going to create a really nice warm lighting effect underneath the vanity. It's going to be beautiful. Cool. That's really nice. Awesome. The least amount of ceiling lights we can get away with is ideal. I'm also going to just like maybe pull this vanity out a little bit, just a little bit. And also create a bit of a light strip behind. I think that'd be very, very nice. Just a bit of a warm glow. And let's just move this a little bit closer to the mirror. Yeah, nice. Cool. So we're just getting some nice subtle lighting effects, but we're not actually seeing the source of the light, which is ideal. What I'm going to do is create some nice uplighting with another strip light. Let's turn this, oh no, we don't need to worry about that. Cool. Let's just see kind of what we can do here. With a bit of, actually, I think in here, it would be really nice to have some kind of recessed lighting. I'm literally just making this up as I go, by the way. So on my Discord, there's a link in the description. When you actually do this project, make sure to come up with a few interesting lighting scenarios because it'd be really cool to see. So let's just add a bit of recessed lighting in there. That's quite cool. And then also maybe some actually behind the bath as well. I just really want to start creating like a nice ambience without like anything too hectic. So let's drop this down, and we're also going to shift this bath ever so slightly out from the wall because we're lazy. And it doesn't really matter unless we're doing like super close-ups. So I just want a little bit of a leak of light. Just a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. Cool. That's nice. Yeah, that's feeling really nice. Cool. Okay, so what else is this kind of needing? Potentially a towel rail. So there might be a few bits and pieces that I actually end up adding at the end. But I think in general, this is like starting to feel quite nice. I do want to actually add a toilet button. So it's the same place. I'm just going to drag and drop this in. All right, let's just see what we got here. So I'm just going to play around with this window size because it actually might be a little bit too, like the opening might be a little bit too big. I think that's actually pretty good. Cool, so what else is this kind of needing? Let's just adjust this material because it's pretty dark. I actually don't really like it that dark. So let's have more of a chrome, maybe a chrome material. And it's pretty nice. I also think, if I zoom in, I actually think this frame is probably a little bit too big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to like literally select all of this. And I'm just going to go like kind of reduce it right back. I know it's not how it was designed, but like it just feels a little bit too big. What I might do actually is pull this light strip behind the mirror, and then I might actually pull the mirror back. So like we've got kind of recessed lighting behind the mirror, which I think would be really cool. And then this central light here would actually be for, you know, all the makeup stuff or whatever. So I just want to create a little bit more of a kind of a subtle feeling when it comes to that. Let's bring this mirror light in. Cool. So I'm going to just like pull this on either side. And I might even just duplicate this and I'll make this like 500. Jeez. Oops, wrong one. Let's just change this one to mirror light 1. Cool. Okay. What else? Let's just add a few little bits and pieces. I also think that some ceiling lights are needed. So let's just create a cylinder. And I'm just going to make this cylinder a radius of 0.01, I think, and a depth of 0.01. Let's just snap it up here. So that's 100 mil. Let's select now. I'm going to shift and snap that up to the top, and then we're going to turn off our ceiling. Do we want to do that? Let's just see if I can see everything in X-ray. That's perfect. Okay, that's perfect. I'm going to go down and find the cylinder I just created, and I'm just going to create some task lighting. So I might just grow that a little bit. When you look at bathrooms, like high-end bathrooms don't have a huge amount of ceiling lights. So let's just kind of be real minimal about this. I'm going to call this ceiling light, if I can spell it correctly, which I can't. That was a typo. I can actually spell ceiling. Let's just create a emission shader with a black body texture, 2700K. And let's do like 200 strength maybe for now. So you can see there. And then also like, let's just isolate this real quick. I'm going to do the exact same thing. So let's add another material, and let's call it black metal. And then we'll select everything and then deselect this top bit and assign it to black metal. And then with this top bit, what we're going to do actually is we're going to inset faces and then extrude up. And then basically that will mean if we can then go and assign the black metal to that, we've just created a recessed light. So let's go back now. And let's actually sync this into the ceiling. Cool. Okay, so let's create an array now. And we're just going to array like 3. I think that's all right. I'm just going to play around with this, the material, like the emission of this one real quick. And let's try 500. Yeah, that feels pretty good. That feels pretty good. What I'm going to do is just add a few more bits and pieces in. So like, I want some decorative elements. I'm not sure about a plant, but let's just see. I'm using polygon here. And I'm just playing around with like, we could add some soap, or I don't even know what I have, to be honest. Let's just see. Hopefully I have some interesting stuff. Otherwise, I also have a pack with 3D Shaker, which is like awesome when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to have a quick look in my asset library for 3D Shaker interior furnishing packs. There's a link in the description for that. And you can kind of support me at the same time. But this pack is amazing for all sorts of different things, you know, like kitchen, living, bit of bathroom stuff. So I'm just kind of going through to see, even a tea light candle would be pretty awesome. I could even add that onto the bath. So that could be quite cool. Let's just chuck this on the corner here. And I think that's mean. I think that's very, very cool. What else is here? So let's just have a quick flick through. You know what could be quite a cool little feature is just adding in like a little hanging light in here. Just as kind of an interesting little element, because I do see that kind of thing quite a lot in like cool bathrooms. And I could also just like duplicate this ceiling light. And get rid of the emission shader. Could copy this. Oh, that's actually editable. Oh, that's cool. So what's this material? So for glass, I'm literally just going to copy that. I'm going to edit this glass material. And I'm going to copy this ceiling light. Paste it in. Sometimes you can't actually do that. So let's just go emission. Chuck that in. Black body. 2700K. Strength 20. Yeah, that's cool. I quite like that. Just going to delete that. Just adds a little bit of interest, I think, that this scene needs. Alright, so I literally just downloaded a towel rail, and that's something that the scene is missing. So I'm just going to chuck this in now. And this is going to be on the right hand side of the image. So let's just go in isolation, or not isolation. Let's go in this mode here and bring it up. Probably to that height there. And let's kind of bring this just past the shower. Maybe even line it up with the toilet. Cool. That's good. And I'm just going to make this chrome as well. So I just got this kind of bathroom pack from Sketchfab, and I really just want to grab the towel here and also the soap. So let's just grab both of that. And actually that candle might be quite nice for the kind of bench top, the Vanity. So let's rotate this 90. I'm going to bring this up. And I think that soap will be nice just to be kind of in the center. So let's grab that. Rotate 180. I actually think I just want one. Oh. So let's just move this back. Actually, let's move it forward. What does that look like over here? Because it gets a little bit distorted. I think that's alright, but I am going to grab that towel. You may as well use it. And let's go back into X-ray mode. This towel should be over here. Let's set the object origin. Rotate 90 degrees. That looks good. And then let's just bring it up. Nice. And then I think I have a few materials for like a cloth material. So let's just have a quick squiz through, like maybe find a fabric. Maybe this one. I think that's looking quite nice. I think I will actually leave it here for this episode. It is actually turning into quite a long episode, so I want to nip it in the bud. But in the next one, we're going to be getting into post-processing and doing all kind of the Photoshop stuff, all that fun stuff when it comes to colors, lighting, just applying the fine-tuning to this kind of standard looking render. So I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.